Hey, welcome to the My Voice and Power radio show and podcast. Join myself and regulars every week and hear what we have to say on a variety of topics. We also welcome you to have your say in the comment section or by joining us here in the studio, which you can do by dropping an email to myvoiceandpower@outlook.com. Also, don't forget to tune in to the My Voice and Power show live every Thursday at 9 p.m. on www.unityliveradio.co.uk or download the app from the App Store. Hello and welcome to the My Voice and Power radio show and podcast. And this week I am back with
Alex. Douglas.
Hi.
Hi, yeah, I'm back.
Good. You alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, what have you been up to since we last saw you?
Working very hard, working 3 jobs. Creative, messy over here, yeah. Good. Busy.
I think it's hard to be creative and just do one thing. Yeah.
Literally, every aspect of the jobs that I do is got an element of creativity. So I'm doing it like all the time.
Yeah. So we were having a little phone chat the other day, little catch up, and was talking about that. Is it a series?
Yeah.
Dirty John on Netflix.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Yeah. So I had watched season 1 initially.
Same.
And then you said to me
about.
What
is that noise?
I have no idea. They're not moving their chairs around about.
Yeah, go on.
So I'd watched. I need to get a timetable for this space so that So I'd watched season 1 initially.
Same.
And then I didn't really intend to watch season 2 because I thought it was just going to be the same thing, really. And then you said to me, no, watch it.
Yeah.
And so I watched it, but I had to watch season 1 first.
Did you? So you're saying you watched the whole of 1 again and then 2? That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Because it wasn't related.
See, I felt it was, but season 2 was definitely on a much deeper scale.
Yeah. I feel like there were similar stories, but completely different stories. They weren't related. It's just like another version of the first one.
Yeah. But I think when I watched season 1, I thought that Dirty John was called Dirty John because it was John, but it seems like this is just...
Dirty John was John in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like now it's just the theme name.
Of that kind of man.
Like how everyone calls people a Karen.
Yes. Yeah.
So these guys are all Johns.
He's a Dirty John.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I felt like it was the same, but it went a lot deeper and showed a lot more of a wider aspect of how far these men go when it comes to being narcissistic. Because what's that term about their monkey? There's a specific terminology about having. It's monkey something, but it's basically where the narcissistic person is able to get other people to think
what they think.
Yeah, about you.
Oh. Okay. No, I've not heard of that term, but I was just shocked at the pure waiting game that he did. Like he had how many kids? 6 with her? Something like that. I'm sure it was 6 or 5. It's about 5 kids. He made her have 5 kids.
Yes.
And got married and obviously built a whole house of just family. Yeah. So he didn't cut that off. He kept, like, I'm going to call it breeding. He was breeding her, full well knowing that he wasn't going to stay with her.
And that term has never felt more relevant. Breeding her. It's like, let me keep giving you kids. To keep you where I want you. Need you. And then I was really shocked that he was the one who was instigating everybody else to do what he waited last to do. Yeah.
And I was also shocked that the woman he left her for, even though she was just a younger version of what his wife was, I didn't think there was anything about her to say, other than she was pretty, I guess. Other than that, nothing to say why she was the one that he would act right for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like drop his games for.
But I don't think that was his intention. I think.
Or do you think he would just do it all again?
Yeah.
And wait until she's old? And then maybe.
Because
I guess I never know.
Last time when we met, we were talking about cheating and men and their behaviours and stuff like that. And you were saying then that they don't stop. It's their pattern. And I think this is very much the same thing. Like they have a plan. And when you think about like anybody that you've like, you know, decided that you don't want to share your energy with anymore, when you look at other people, if you happen to come across other people that they end up being with, and everyone has that question like, why that person? Well, that person is probably a different version of what you used to be before you became strong enough to
stand up for yourself. Yeah, very true.
And that they have a thing. So when I was abused, I learned that everybody has, the analogy they use is mugging. A mugger can tell someone who has already been mugged before because they have a certain way that they carry themselves, and that's how they become targets.
A certain weakness or something? Or characteristic?
I think it's a mixture. But, and this is where even narcissists themselves become stuck, because I feel like what they look at as vulnerabilities are the very things that are our strengths that get us out of these situations in the first place, because it's those parts of us that have enough and stop putting up with it and are able, some of us are lucky enough to able to find the strength to escape that.
But wasn't it wild how, this is a true story, she ended up in prison with nothing, and but obviously she killed him and the wife.
But again, the amount of gaslighting,
oh my gosh,
and that term derives from somebody who's actually set out to
purposely
to set the person crazy.
But in that film there was a lot to do with male kind of like, what's the word, male cohesion. Like they were all kind of in it together. There was like an unsaid thing that don't worry, which is wild because in day to day men are often overlooked in the marriage, aren't they? Like if you go for divorce, it's usually the wife who's kind of a little bit more favoured for who gets the kids and most of the stuff. But I don't know if it's like that in America normally, or if this was a one-off. But he was a lawyer as well, wasn't he?
And I think that made it worse. So now here, I know here in the UK now, men are more like, I know a couple of men who have been able to get custody of their children,
which is good. Okay, we can look at it. I think it should be open to who is the I don't want to say the best parent, because it's not best parent.
No,
but if there is a worry of something like violence or unsafe environment, then the best parent.
But who's creating the unsavory environment?
Well, if somebody is on drugs, that's what I mean.
Or
so violence, that's what I mean.
So there, I'm with you. That's like an obvious, like,
you think it's obvious, but it's not.
No, but I mean that's an obvious like response. Like obviously, if that's the situation. I'm looking at why has that woman maybe why has she ended up on drugs? Like if we look at the role that we're looking at, where the mum has the kids and the dad is trying to take, and he's like, oh, she's crazy, she's this, she's that. But if he's gaslighting her to the point where she's starting to feel crazy, then he's the one who is inadvertently caused the unstable environment. But because she's the one in the house with the kids, no one's looking at what the man is doing.
Of course not. And
then that male cohesion that we saw in Dirty John, I feel like certain men with certain mindset have that kind of cohesion process anyway. Because they're like, oh, she's done this and she's done that, and especially like they're all, oh no, she hurt my heart, and all the stories that they give, and people are like, oh, I can't believe she's done that, I can't believe this, I can't believe that.
But I'm very like, I'm so anti women who are like men this, men that.
Yeah, of course.
And both ways. I hate it. I hate both sides that bash the other gender.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
If you're bashing the situation and your circumstances and the person, then that's different to men are just this.
And I just take that. But that man who was the judge clearly did feel like that. Like women are just nothing.
But then he also set that up because there was a scene where she was meant to turn up to court, but he told her it had been cancelled.
Yeah.
And they're all, oh yes, oh well.
Yeah, they're laughing about it.
Yeah, she's obviously not coming.
Yeah.
Well,
so is not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Well, of course she's not coming. You told her it's cancelled. And now everybody, it just looks at everybody like she's the one who can't be bothered. And that was never the case.
Yeah, she's at home thinking none the wiser until it's been passed and she's been handing the new papers saying that not going to get her kids anymore.
Yeah. But the level of things he did, he clearly was not clear. Not that he wasn't capable of being a parent, but I just feel like the amount of games that he played for that.
Oh, the games are wild. If you look back, obviously it went back to the start of their meeting, and the red flags were there from the very beginning. But she just thought, nah, overall 80% he's this lovely guy.
And the parents.
Oh yeah, the parents knew.
They encouraged it. Oh well, he's got a good job. He's got a good this, and he's.
Which parents?
Her parents.
No, because they weren't happy when she got married, and they were like, "We wash our hands of you now."
I think they only weren't happy when
he wouldn't wear a suit or something that they wanted, and then
but even in their twisted thinking, that's a red flag to them. But they'd already encouraged the relationship because of the job that he had. He had a good job. And I think that's such a narrow-minded way, I think, of looking at the right person, because so many people
are horrible but kind of hide behind a good job.
And I think that, like, from my own lived experience, I have an abuser who learnt law, and anytime anyone took him to court for the same things,
he'd be ready.
So he's got away with abusing every person that he's abused because of how the law system works, basically.
I just the one thing I came away with it is I've only experienced it probably twice in my life. Once when I was really young and once more recent. I was just so scared that a man could wait all that time and lie all that time because he knew it's not really what he wanted. He just wanted the kids, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
He wanted the kids, and probably someone just to turn up as a wife as and when. But he wanted status, right?
Yeah. And he used her to get it.
Yeah. And I just thought, wow, even when you might think you're in something really safe and you've got 5 kids with a man and you've got a lovely house and loads of money and blah, 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 he could still just go like that. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm just actively reflecting as you say that, and it feels like my own personal situation, which I didn't pick up on when I was watching it. So
that's why I'm saying it hit me hard.
Yeah.
I was just like, you never really know. You never really know. And he's love bombing her, and he's doing all the right things mixed with like 100 red flags at the same time. So like you get confused. Your mind can't, he's a good man because he gives me all of this, but then he does this, but hold on, he gives me all of this, so that's all that matters.
And actually, when you think about it, those terminologies, love bombing, gaslighting, and then we use the term red flag as if it's meant to be this big massive sign, but the red flags are really small.
They are. They are. You overlook them and you think to yourself, I am going to overlook them because the love is more important. But really, that's not love.
Why do you always focus on the bad things?
It's
so negative. That's the kind of response you get, isn't it? He does this for you, doesn't he? He does that for you, doesn't he? And then you start to do that for yourself.
In fact, what am I moaning about? People get treated worse.
That whole comparison thing.
Comparison. But the way he was mad at her for keep bringing up how he used to be, how he used to be poor, or how they used to be poor. completely shut her down. But I would be her and be like, oh my God, do you remember how we used to be?
Yeah.
And we only had a piece of bread to eat for dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at us now.
Yeah, I would love that. And that's good to keep reminding yourself. But that would show to me there's something not right here. He's only bothered about what people think. You don't want to ever show a negative or a low side to himself.
But that's what he said to her as well, isn't it? Why
are you bringing that up?
Yeah. In front of other people.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, but But I'll tell you one thing as well. I don't know if it must have been in the series 1 that I was watching.
Series 1 was the next level.
I don't know if it was in season 2, but I felt like in season 1, the woman very much started treating her children like he was treating her.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, being dismissive, gaslighting them. So that she could get what she wanted. Yeah.
And also, she was playing on that in the counselling because she went counselling with her daughter, didn't she? Yeah. And she would say, "No, I deserve a life." Yeah. But really, the daughter could see exactly what this man was. She saw from the start, the very first day that he came in. And so did she. Yeah. So did she.
But she wanted to ignore it. And
that
that makes it worse, the way that she ended up treating her daughter. And I just feel like, in a way, I'm a bit glad that parenting has changed to a degree, because
children's got a good judge, really.
Right, exactly that.
Yeah. And we shouldn't just think, oh, my kid doesn't want me to be happy. Your kid knows something you don't.
Yeah. And it's that whole knowing something that you don't know.
Or you don't want to know.
You don't want to know, or the knowing that you know something without knowing how you know. So then it becomes hard to distinguish. Well, how do you know? Well, and you can't say, oh, well, because he was wearing shorts and he having his baseball cap backwards that made him, because that doesn't tell you how someone is.
And me and you, if someone did turn up like that, we would make a million excuses to the person who was saying, yeah, but he turned up like that.
Yeah.
And we would just be like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But really, there is something wrong with that, because he's not made an effort, and you made an effort. Yeah.
See, in that situation, what if
on a first date?
But what if that's all that person had? Like, that's the way they are. No, hold on, just bear with me a second. So, like, all right, for me, a good example, I wear trainers everywhere. Yeah. Now, in some places that we've been in, and no one has, but I'm just, as an example, some places that we've been in, people might think, oh my God, why is she wearing trainers? Couldn't she bother to wear suitable shoes? And for me, I could wear some different shoes, but then I wouldn't be feeling comfortable. I wouldn't be feeling myself, and I would be giving off a different persona to what I'm actually about. And really, the bottom line is, most of the time, it's not just comfort; it's because I've got fibromyalgia, and it's easier to wear trainers.
So that's another story. And he didn't have that excuse. They went to a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. I don't think you can.
But what if him buying, I know I'm going outside of the box because we know him, we know what he was about, but I'm just like playing devil's advocate, because if it hadn't have led that way, those judgments that we're saying that she should have made from the beginning could have been the right judgments against the wrong person. Because what if him buying a nice suit to go out on a first date meant that he had to take her to McDonald's? Then it would be like, well, how can you take someone to McDonald's on a first date? Whereas,
well, then I'm sorry, you shouldn't really be asking for a date then.
Really?
Maybe say, well, let's go for a walk down the river.
Yeah.
Or like change the date up, like don't lie.
Yeah.
Or try and put yourself in a bad position for it.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, I'm between jobs at the moment. He was a doctor.
Yeah. And he was lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, if you actually don't have a job, or you can't work for whatever reason, bereavement or no health issue, whatever, then yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not everybody might.
No, I just think you should just be honest from the start.
Yeah.
And you know what? Obviously I'm not in the dating scene, but if I was to be, I'd be so cutthroat now. I'd just be like, is this, is that, is this? I just want to know, like, straight away.
It
just like,
no, sorry. Next.
My list isn't long, but like, I just want. Don't waste anybody's time. Your time or his time. There's no point. There's no point.
And actually, some men, they do waste their own time, and they have this determination. I'm going to get at this. What? Like, but we've been straight. We've been upfront. Stop trying to read between lines that aren't there. Yeah. Stop listening to everybody else's opinion of what they think about me, because I'll tell you for nothing now. Nobody knows me the way they think they do. But and then the men be like, "Oh, I want someone who's honest," and I want that, and you'll be there being honest.
But then it's too much. Probably. Yeah, it's tough out there.
Yeah.
And then that other new Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah. Oh my days. Yes. Let's keep on the theme. That is a good movie for this theme of the whole gaslighting thing.
Yeah.
But before we talk about the in-depth parts of it, what did you actually think of it?
I was shocked because I saw a tiny little clip of it initially. Someone taking the mick out of it. Out of some lines that are in it. It was the bit when he asked her to get on the microboat.
What?
The motorbike. The microboat, yeah. On the motorbike, and she had a skirt on, and she said something really weird, the way that she said it back. But anyway, I thought her character was really, really amazing. I thought her wardrobe and her makeup was stunning. I thought the way she delivered herself and like carried herself was like really spot on. And then her character just went from like here to down there, and I actually turned it off. I turned it off at probably about an hour and a half. I was so perturbed. Is the word?
You were what?
Perturbed. Like disgusted. I was so disgusted.
Perturbed?
Yeah, perturbed.
I've never heard that word.
Yeah, look it up. It's like disgusted. Yeah. She's going to add that to a poem next week.
Yeah.
I think that Kelly Rowland is low on money right now. She must be, yeah. To accept this role, unless she was given very small details initially and then they just threw this in, I'm just shocked. She's a respectable person.
Yeah.
Out in the Hollywood life. To do this role, I was just like, no, Kelly.
So you lost respect for her since that film?
It was going so well.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've lost respect for her. I was surprised at the turn that it took. I thought it was, this high-powered businesswoman who was making a mark in the world.
Yeah.
And
she was standing up for herself. Obviously, she had feelings for this guy,
Yeah.
He's a good-looking guy. I can see how it could have happened. And he was very sly and smart about how he went about it. Like, she come to the apartment and he's got the music going and he's just there like
for me that was for me that was a bit not cheesy but a bit like he's obviously done this before. So why wouldn't you believe what's going on?
But oh my god, these men, there's men that do this like for a lifestyle, like just serenade a woman like that.
But and also sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Because and they do that, but when you actually deep it,
you know that he's doing that. You know that he's done it.
Because which brain are you actually listening to?
That's what I'm saying.
For you to be responding to that.
I'm going to be very careful with how I word the next one.
Yeah.
For her to come back into the apartment whilst he's having sex with another woman who's just come from an orgy downstairs, and she proceeds to get off because he asks her to get off, and then you go out on a bike ride, come back and do the same. I was just like, Kelly, no, Kelly.
But you're really looking at this like it was
real.
Her, but this is her character.
No, why are people thinking this is just a movie? It's not just a movie. She actually thought somebody out there, Tyler Perry, thought that was okay to depict it like that.
But maybe there are women out there doing that.
Maybe there are women out there doing that. And maybe that's okay for people. I don't know. But he hadn't had a wash or nothing.
But maybe in the time that they had to make the movie, there wasn't time for those specifics.
Do you think that's okay?
No, I don't.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
No, if this was real life,
yes,
yeah, and one of my friends come to me and said that this is what happened, I would be like, "You're right.
Go.
I think we need to sit down and have a talk.
Yeah.
Go, from the beginning, what happened and what led you to this point where you just decided that in that moment.
Because you can't tell me that Kelly felt all right after this, or felt like any of them felt all right whilst filming this. I'm watching it back and thinking, hold on a minute, that man didn't wash or nothing. I'm sorry, but you do have to pick up those things, whether it's a movie or not.
Yeah.
You do have to pick up on those things.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened like that. Or maybe it would
have.
And
actually,
as well,
let me take it a bit further. Wash or not, would you have even really have considered contemplating jumping on the same person in the same evening?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And it wasn't just like his girlfriend or like someone he was seeing like regularly. It was a random woman. Oh, hey, I'm just from downstairs. She said, or something. I'm just from next door. Like random. She was like this well put together businesswoman, high flyer. It didn't make no sense.
And in terms of her job, I mean, to me, I thought that was a bit abnormal. Like, why is the lawyer going to his apartment for a start? But I don't know. I don't know what they do.
Oh no, because he wasn't able to be seen in public doing anything at the moment.
Oh yeah,
that was what the safety thing was.
Right.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. But there's not much safety in her going to the apartment by herself, though. Really, is considering what he's been.
No, she wasn't bothered at all.
Has he been charged with? Has he been charged with it?
Well, he's out on bail.
What his allegations were, whatever his allegations were.
Yeah.
And also, though, without her getting as close to him as she did, would she have found out all of the things that she did?
What do you mean? If she hadn't had sex with him, she wouldn't have found out?
No, I don't think she needed to go that far.
Yeah.
But however, it was in those moments that she found out other things.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something else.
I mean, I don't know the end of the film. I mean, somebody told me, but I told you, I turned it off.
Yeah. I can't remember the end of the film.
It was very a twisted end. Like, she found out that the sister-in-law was had already slept with him.
I remember. Yeah, I do remember it now. And that everybody was all fighting each other.
So the mother-in-law never had cancer.
Yeah,
so like they made up this whole lie just for that man to be mayor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
that
guy was never even guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I got lost in with all the way it skipped.
And that girl was never dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Kelly. I'll never look at her the same way again.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not. I get when you're creative, you want to try to do different things, yeah. But also as creative ourselves, we know that there are times when sometimes your creativity is not flowing, and when your creativity is not flowing, that's a sign to write your ideas down and put them aside for another day. It's not time to try to carry them out.
Yeah.
And I feel like out of all the Tyler Perry movies I've watched, I do feel like this is the worst one. Like Temptation, I can watch that over and over again.
Okay. That's the one I was speaking about earlier.
Huh?
That's the one I was speaking about earlier before we started recording.
Oh, yeah. So I like that film.
But I think that's just as wild as this.
Do you?
Yeah.
And there's another one that he's done. Is Temptation? Is that the same one? Where the woman is working in she's working in the fashion industry. Or something. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Okay.
He
didn't do it this time.
Okay.
He really did not do it this time.
There's a couple of films of his that I don't mind watching, and I've got them like stored in like my watch list on Amazon Prime. But yeah, this one. I know this was on Netflix, but yeah, this one is not being stored.
Mm-hmm. I remember he used to be quite wholesome.
Mm. Yeah. It's a wild time.
It's a wild time, and you've got to be wild to get on Netflix. That's the deal.
You think so?
Yeah, you have to be.
Wow.
100%.
But surely he's got enough money that he does not need.
He doesn't need to, but why not? That's what he thinks, probably. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? This is the second podcast I've done where I've slated someone from Destiny's Child. Obviously, on my own podcast last year, I slated Beyonce for how she's carrying on, and now I've just done it to Kelly, so I've got a bit of a theme going on here.
Yeah, who's next? Watch your back, guys.
Yeah, I wonder what Michelle's doing. I think she's still just a wholesome girl.
So, boys, what we're going to be saying about her?
She'll be next.
It's funny that you mentioned them. I was listening to them the other day when I was making a playlist for the radio show that was aired actually last night. And in the podcast I done with Nathan and Darwin, we were talking about 90s music and Destiny's Child and all that. Even though the music I picked is not in the 90s, but it was still R&B. Anyway, so yeah, but I was listening to their song because someone mentioned about them wanting to be independent women. And then I've come across the song Soldier. I thought I hadn't heard this in a while. Yeah. So I picked that when I was listening. And I'm thinking, well, no wonder they wanted to be independent women. But then when I was listening back to the show, I thought, well, hold on a minute. I'm saying, no wonder they wanted to be independent women when you listen to all the things that went on in Soldier. But then actually they were the ones who were actively looking for...
The Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
wanted a fellow from the hood.
Yeah.
And all this, that, and so they're setting themselves up.
Yeah. They're just doing whatever sells.
Yeah.
And then we're confused as consumers what we want. Yeah.
I don't know. I know what I want. It's just...
What do you want?
Finding people who can align with that. What do you mean? What in life?
Or I don't know. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. Just in general, I know what I want. It's just the journey of executing it and finding people where I don't know that I can just vibe with that aren't hard work, which I think I find difficult because of how I am naturally. I'm always caring, I'm always advising. It's who I am. So yeah.
Which can be dangerous because then, like we said at the beginning, we can overlook a lot of stuff because you think I've had issues or I've got issues. So if they've got issues, I shouldn't really have an issue because everybody's got issues. So
I've got lost there.
Oh, I said
say that again.
Because you've had issues or you have issues. If someone presents themselves, if they present themselves as having issues or they've had issues, then why should you have a problem? You shouldn't. You try to talk through their issues with them, but then you can overlook the red flags that we were talking about. That's what I'm saying, because you both got issues. So you think, that's okay. We've both got issues. I'm going to overlook that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like I do that anymore. I probably have done that in the past. But that's definitely not where I'm at now. And I feel like, for me, as much as I have been trying to support men, friends, whatever, I have over the last however many years learned to have a space for myself and enjoy that space for myself, by myself. And yeah, I mean, I know some people think that they've been let into certain spaces, but they haven't been. No one's been anywhere I don't want them to be. And no one has been able to force or manipulate their way in anywhere like they may think that they have. It's happened because I've been okay with it. Maybe there are some things that I've missed on certain days, which I will go back and reflect on. But yeah, I think since I left my last relationship, I have done a lot for myself, by myself.
That's good.
And in fact, even in those relationships, I still did a lot for myself.
Yeah, good.
In spite of what
was going on.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And by the way, I wasn't being personal. But
no.
Anyone who has issues can overlook other person's issues.
Yeah.
If they meet someone new like that. It's
so we can heal and grow together.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Which I think can be possible for some people in some situations, depending on the level of disturbances that they have. Disturbances, that sounds awful. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, when I use words here, I'm not using any words that I wouldn't use about myself, so nobody be offended.
Perturbed. Anyway, is that all good? Yeah. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Right, until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
To hear the full radio show, which entails me reflecting on the podcast, sharing the answers to the social media question of the week, and playing music, go to www.myvoiceempower.com and scroll down to the radio section. To listen to the full show live, tune into www.unityliveradio.co.uk every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time for the My Voice Empower show, where there is also a Your Voice Empower hour for guests who still want to be heard but not shown. They come and engage in conversation about either their business, project, event, or raise awareness about topics that are close to their hearts. Always remember to spread your wings, speak your truth, write it down, and let it go.